Good morning, everyone. This is Srikanth Rajan from MPIinvest.com, and welcome back to our morning market podcast. Looking at the markets yesterday, the Nifty was actually very volatile and finally closed slightly lower but still above 17,000. In fact, as we were discussing in the post market report yesterday, the US markets were also looking kind of recovering, but then, like I told you yesterday, we cannot depend on it until the market closes. And exactly as we thought, the US markets, which were kind of recovering, fell further, and finally the Nasdaq again closed in the red. Dow Jones and S&P 500 kind of gained slightly because Dow Jones was up 0.19% and S&P 500 was up 0.21%, though not a major move, but the day was really volatile. But if you look at Nasdaq finally closed again in the red, but of course with a small negative 0.01%. But we need to understand Nasdaq is already down by a big margin from its all-time high. So these are things that happen majorly because I had told you the Facebook results were not expected to be great, right? So the expectations were not great about Facebook results, but when the Facebook results actually came after the US markets closed, it actually beat the expectations. Yes, the revenue and the profit was actually up, and which actually has given some more positivity to the futures in the US, and that's how we can see the Nasdaq future is already up 1.2% from its close. In fact, after the market hours, the Meta shares, which is a parent company of Facebook, has actually risen up by 18% after the fall before when the market was open. So this is something kind of good for the tech stocks if the market is going to take this, because the tech stocks have been under a lot of trouble of late, and heavy selling in tech stocks majorly because of the concerns of a lesser growth in future. But then market is in an oversold situation, and any small news can actually give some positivity. So let us see if this can actually give some positivity to the market. Now coming to the Asia Pacific markets, we could see the markets were almost kind of mixed. I would say Nikkei in Japan was up 0.16%. The Topex is also trading higher at 0.49%. In fact, Chinese stocks also kind of flat. So these are things which is actually kind of okay with the Asian market. But one thing, like I told you, I'm happy about yesterday is day before yesterday when the US market fell so big, Nasdaq was almost down 4%. Our Indian market was kind of still stable yesterday. So this is why I keep telling you that Indian markets are still looking good, unlike the US. US has a lot of internal problems in terms of economic problems like the higher inflation, and also the tech companies have majorly been affected, like Facebook or Twitter, or you look at any of these companies in the US, Netflix. They have had a major hit from the Russia and Ukraine war, as most of these people have withdrawn their services from such a large country. So this is actually affecting US market along with the rising inflation, which is one of its highest in the last 40 years. But for India, things are not that way. Of course, we do have our own internal challenges, like the oil prices going up, and now there was a U-turn again in Indonesia, wherein the Prime Minister of Indonesia actually came up saying that the country is again looking to ban all kinds of palm oil, that being crude or refined. Now this is something really bad for the FMCG stocks, and let us see how FMCG stocks take this. In fact, this is actually that will keep the FMCG stock under bay. So this is something that we'll watch out for the day. Now looking at the SGX Nifty is indicating a flat opening at 17,087, which is almost a small gap up compared to yesterday. But however, how the market turns and reacts to these news after the open is something that we need to watch. Now coming to some good news, JSW Steel and Apollo Hospital are the first major corporations to buy land in Jammu and Kashmir after scrapping of the Article 370 in 2019. They are setting up their units in the region soon. Now Reliance again has some good news. they have announced a strategic partnership with Bodhi Tree Systems, and they are looking at increasing their digital streaming presence in India. So this is something good for Reliance Industries, and along with that, we also have Tata Consumer Products, which is one of our favorite stock, and I'm sure most of us are invested there. And this is a happy news for you that more than 1.36 lakh shares of Tata Consumer Products has been bought by LIC. And I have been telling you this earlier also. Whenever LIC buys some stock in a private company, that is good news, because we can actually be confident that when the LIC is investing there, this is going to be a great stock for a long term. So in fact, LIC already had its holding there. It is up now from 4.99% to 5.00%. So this is something good for Tata Consumer Products. Looking at ONGC, the company has actually signed an agreement with Norway-based Equinor ASA for exploration and production of clean energy, which is very important for the future as things are going green. So this can be looked out. We also have a news from India where the gross leasing of industrial and warehousing space has actually risen by almost 11% across the five major cities to 6.2 million square feet. So this is something really good, because if you know, when the COVID outbreak happened, the retail space was completely underused, and we could see this as a plus sign there. So we could actually look at DLF and Brigade companies like this, which actually are into this warehousing and industrial leasing. So we also can there is a report saying that housing prices also may rise by almost 8% in this financial year. So these are things which actually are giving some positivity to the real estate sector, and DLF, Brigade are two of my picks in the realty sector. I would be having them in my radar and adding it soon into the portfolio based on the market situation. Of course, you will be updated in our MPI community when that happens. Now coming to some major results, we did speak about Hindustan Unilever. The results were good at 8.6% rise of profit year on year to 2327. Though the results are good today with the bouncer from Indonesia about the palm oil, let us see how the stock actually moves. Bajaj Bajaj Auto also recorded a 10.3% year-on-year growth in profit, majorly coming from the truck business. So the two-wheeler industry is still not doing really great. So the truck industry has actually come into the rescue, and the results have actually beaten the market estimates. Something not that great for Tata Group is the trend. So the trend is their textile leg of Tata, which even owns West Side brands. So they have actually reported a loss of 20.87 crores. So you can understand since the COVID outbreak has happened, the shopping has actually changed. People have started shopping online, and Tata West Side not having a great online presence can be a major reason why the loss has been there. But also along with that, the cotton prices are also rising across the country, and this also could be the reason why Trend has posted a loss in this year. So if you look at the stock, I am still holding it. I would continue to hold it because this could be a temporary headwinds, which is hitting it, which I am sure a company like Tata will actually take care and come out of it. SDFC Asset Management Company also reported their results, and they have reported 8.7% year-on-year growth in the profit with 343.5 crores. Meanwhile, the revenue also has grown by 2.6% year-on-year. So this is something kind of okay, matching the market expectations. But something really good was Indian Hotels Company, which is again a Tata Group company, has posted a net profit of 74.19 crore compared to a loss of 91.3 crores last year. Of course, due to the pandemic, there was a loss last year, but then things have improved, and I am sure some of us are holding Indian hotel stock in our community, including me, and this should come as a good news for that. Now, coming to some major results being announced today, Axis Bank, Bajaj Finserv, Ambuja Cements, SBI Life Insurance Company, Vedanta, and our favorite Shriram Transport Finance will be releasing the quarterly earnings today. So let us watch out for these details by the end of the day. Now, one important thing today is the monthly and weekly expiry, and I am of course expecting this to be a very volatile day. So, being the last week of the month, we also can expect, the monthly expiry is always very volatile and huge movements can happen in the market. So, let us trade carefully and take careful, movements so that we can ensure to come out profitable from the trades today. So, I would be announcing my trades in the Gold Plus channel as we go in the day. Let us look forward to yet another profitable expiry. But before I end, there is something really interesting. If any of you wants to have a lunch with the world's biggest investor, Warren Buffett, here is an opportunity. Yes, so Warren Buffett started this program of lunch with Warren Buffett in year 2000 as a charity function to actually fundraise for a charity organization. So it was discontinued for last 2 years due to the COVID outbreak. Now they have announced the next version coming up soon. In fact, this is going to be an auction. The tickets are going to be an auction, and the auction starts at $25,000, which is roughly about 19 lakh rupees. Right? So the auction is starting on eBay. If at all any of you are interested, it starts on eBay on June 12th, okay, and it closes on June 17th. So there is 5 days to bid a slot to have lunch with Warren Buffett. Yes, a lot of people utilize this mainly to pitch their business as an investor. Warren Buffett is a very potential investor for multiple businesses, so many entrepreneurs do it. This was just an information to you. I'm not sure how many of you would be interested in doing that, right? But yes, this is an opportunity for people who want to pitch. In fact, Warren Buffett is 91-year-old, and they've also announced that this is going to be the last ever lunch program organized by Warren Buffett, right? So, if you are interested, go ahead, head to ebay.com website and get your registration done. So, with that, I am ending this morning podcast, but remember, the market is going to be volatile. I am expecting the market to trade around 16,900 to 17,250. So this is the range that I'm looking at, and I will be trading based on this idea in my mind. And let us look forward to a profitable day. Enjoy your day. Have a great day. Do put your comments and feedbacks to improve our podcast also. Looking forward to your likes on the podcast to motivate us to bring you much more important contents. This is Srikanth Rajan signing off. Goodbye.